everyone, thanks for tuning into this afternoon's video. I'm a bit late doing today's video. We've got this and that going on, so I'm a bit late getting the video done. Just to have a quick look really at the opening few days of July. I think we could be looking at some hot weather coming up in July. We may be in for our first heat wave in July, and we're going to have a look at the charts. They really are looking very high pressure dominated going into July. Of course, I've been talking about it in the videos recently, but I think we are going to see quite a nice July. But I'm starting to upgrade my thoughts about what could happen in July. I think we could perhaps have our first sort of classic summer month, or certainly classic summer spell, probably since July 2006. We've had a long run of dreadful summers with cloudbursts, heavy rain, but I think we're on the verge, quite possibly, of having a really hot spell of weather, would you believe? And I'm going to just have a quick look at the charts, see what may be going on going into the opening few days of July in a moment. Now, if I go on video to link to the advertising, there's green keyword ads on all my pages at gavswebvids.com. Rolling your cursor over those words, they'll display ads on the page. But if you click through the ad, click through the word, you'll go to the advertiser's website. And by doing that, you support gavswebvids.com. So please do that, and then you'll be supporting Gavswebvids at the same time. And thanks very much for doing it. So just starting off with the GFS temperature ensembles. First of all, these are for the upper atmosphere, but they're useful for looking at what's going on the surface. Remember, the red line is where we should be. This thick red line is where we should be at this time of year, at the end of June into July. And all the other lines are really individual members of the overall GFS ensemble suite. So what we're seeing at the moment is that we're actually a little bit below average in terms of the upper air temperatures. We're going to be pushing up above average in the next 24 hours or so. Not greatly above average, but a little bit above average. It's going to be turning warmer and humid over the weekend. Notice it's also got quite a bit of precipitation there coming up tonight and tomorrow morning across some parts of the country, so that's interesting. But what we're concentrating on is going out into July. This is July the 1st just here. We can see at that point we're a little bit below average, not far from the red line, we're not far from where we should be, but it's going to be warm. It's going to be temperatures up to around, say, below to mid-20s, something like that, if you get some decent sunshine. You're certainly going to feel quite humid. And then as we go through to the 2nd and 3rd, we get a little bit of a dip in the temperatures, actually dropping back towards average. But then notice what happens as we go from around the 4th onwards. We start to push those temperature lines, the members of the ensemble, well above the red line. We're going well above the red line, getting up to around 12 or 13 Celsius, maybe, in terms of the ensemble mean. The ensemble mean is the white line, getting up to around 12 or 13 Celsius at 850 millibars. Some members of the ensemble are going up to 15 Celsius or above. Now, that's really warm air. That's hot air coming up from the south. If you get temperatures in the upper atmosphere up to 15 Celsius at 850 HPA in July, you're going to be looking at temperatures certainly up to 30 degrees. Maybe a little bit higher, dependent on sunshine, of course. If you have quite a bit of sunshine, then you are looking at limiting those temperatures. But if you get the temperatures, if you get the sunshine, you are going to get temperatures with these ensemble members going this high, up to 30 degrees, 86 in Fahrenheit. So having a look at the temperature anomaly for the next week. This is taking us from the 27th of June to the 4th of July. We see that we're still, well, a little bit below average, actually. It seems so hard, doesn't it, to get these temperature anomalies going above average in 2013. But what's happening here is that we're just still before that period where we're pushing the temperatures up. If the temperatures do go up, as the GFS ensemble is predicting, then we're going to see the British Isles turning red here for the first time in 2013. These red colours that are up over Scandinavia, we'll see them over the British Isles. So this is going to be one to keep an eye on, because I think if we do get those temperatures going up in the upper atmosphere, then we are going to see the red colours finally returning to the British Isles going through into July. So just have a look at the GFS chart. This is for the 4th of July. Next Thursday, a week away, showing high pressure here sitting to the south of the country, pushing the jet stream to the north. The jet stream is the black line, that's going off north with the low pressure. In the last few summers, the jet stream has been digging southwards across the British Isles with bringing the low pressure with it, but here we are, the jet stream has gone north, the high pressure is building underneath it. As we move out to Friday the 5th, the high pressure becomes very dominant there across the country. We've got really warm air to the south and to the east of that high pressure, and look what happens as we go through to the 6th of July, Saturday the 6th, and on Sunday the 7th. The high pressure basically comes to sit right over the top of the country, and that starts to bring in some very warm air from the south and from the southeast. The temperatures that the GFS model is predicting for the 4th of July, well, on Friday the 4th, we're up to 25, but I think we could increase that probably to around 27 or 28. And then going out beyond that to the 5th and then on into the 6th, well, it just actually limits that heat just a little bit. The generic model does, but look how hot it is across France and Germany. We've got temperatures there easily up to 30 degrees, some places above 30 degrees, and that heat is very, very, very close to the British Isles. And with the sort of pattern that the GFS model is going for, I think we will very easily start to tap into that heat from the south and the southeast. We're very, very close there on Saturday the 6th to a proper summer heat wave. Now, the ECMWF is the other really important model. They've got the GFS that we've just been looking at. All of the data just looked at was from the GFS model. The other really important model is the ECMWF, and that does limit things a little bit this morning. It's keeping the low pressure out to the west and the high pressure down to the southwest. It doesn't reach that high pressure in quite the same as the GFS. We keep more of a low pressure influence to the north of Scotland. Consequently, the high pressure is generally sitting more or less to the west of the country still, and if that high pressure sits to the west, then obviously we're bringing the air from an Atlantic source rather than from a continental source. And really the difference with that is that the Atlantic is cooler, it's fresher, it's maritime, so the ECMWF certainly is quite a bit cooler than the GFS is this morning. But it's all down to whether we reach this high pressure in from the Azores, whether we hook it up and push it in across the country and form a ridge around and just to the east of British Isles as the GFS wants to do. What about the GM, the Canadian model? Well, that has the high pressure to the south of the country in a week's time, Thursday the 4th. As we go out to Friday the 5th, look, the high pressure is building over the country. There it goes into Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th. High pressure more or less sitting right over the top of the British Isles. Would no doubt be producing a lot of very warm weather. Not necessarily quite as hot as the GFS is close to tapping into, but very warm. Nonetheless, temperatures into the mid to upper 20s. And finally, just have a look at the extended range of the GFS model, because this is taking us to Tuesday the 9th of July, and then going out beyond that to Thursday the 11th and out to Saturday the 13th, which is far out as the GFS model goes. It's over 2 weeks away, but it's still keeping the high pressure going right over the top of the country, which will be keeping it dry, very warm, if not hot, and that will be a proper sort of couple of weeks of really warm, if not hot weather that the GFS model is going for. So, would you believe it, after all the cold weather that's gone on through 2013, we could well, if the GFS is right, we could well be on the verge of a really warm, if not hot spell of weather. I'll be keeping you updated on all of the developments over the next few days, so keep checking back. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.